So I was at the bookstore the other day and an employee came up to me. They say, "Hey, aren't you Joel's Library from YouTube?" And I say, "Yes, I am. I get that a lot. How can I help you?" He asked me, "Why are you buying more books when you still haven't read like half of what you already own?" I replied, "Do you want my business or not?" And he says, "Actually, I'd rather you go home and continue with the Wheel of Time." I then beat him up, took his wallet, and then proceeded to buy everything I'm going to show off today. The last part was a joke. The rest did happen, though. So we have some of the new Brandon Sanderson books here. Tress of the Emerald Sea, Frugal Wizard. I got Tress when this version came out. I think I just forgot to show it off in my videos. These are the first two of his secret projects, the Kickstarter-backed ones that he announced last year. If you back the Kickstarter, you got like these special editions that come from his publishing company. But non-backers did not get screwed over because Tor is releasing them in these really nice hardcovers. While I doubt these are as good quality as the hardcovers you'd get from Dragonsteel, I think I might actually prefer these cover designs, especially for the upcoming one, Yuumi and the Nightmare Painter. These versions come out like, I think 3 months after the Kickstarter people get them. Anyway, I've heard fantastic things about Tress and the Emerald Sea. We're probably going to be doing it with my book club. It'll be my pick, and we just did my pick, so it'll be a while before we get around to me again. This is probably what it's going to be. And then Frugal Wizard, I've heard alright things about. I know it's something like completely different for Sanderson, so yeah, it'll be interesting to check out. And I will definitely be getting the other two secret projects once these editions from Tor are out. Here's Legends and Lattes. This was a very, very popular book last year. I believe it's a fantasy slice of life type thing, and it is getting a new edition in the series in just a couple months. I kind of do want to jump on the bandwagon because this seems cute, it seems fun, it's only pretty short, so do not be surprised if you see me cover this along with the new one later in the year. In a similar vein, here's another very popular short fantasy book, Piranesi. I really don't know what this one is about. This is sort of an impulse buy, but I have heard really, really fantastic things about it, and again, it's quite short, so I think I'll plow through it whenever I'm in the mood. Here is the ultimate Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. This is a complete collection of the entire series, which I believe is 5 books, or 6 books. Yeah, one of these is a bonus book, but nevertheless very cool to have them all in just one collection here. This is one of the most famous sci-fi series of all time. Sci-fi comedy, I believe. I don't really know much about it, but I've just heard fantastic things about this one, especially the first book, which is, you know, a classic. And I'm definitely interested in reading it one of these days. A good bit of some new manga volumes this month. We got Dandadan here, Volume 4, Kaiju number 8, Volume 7, Oshi no Ko Volume 3. Really enjoying the series. It's getting close to the end now, and I really loved the anime adaptation and can't wait to see more. The 26th volume of Kaguya-sama. This is basically the conclusion of like the major conflict, and then the next 2 volumes are sort of just epilogues. Like there were a ton of epilogues for all of the characters. But yeah, it's gonna be bittersweet to finally complete this. But nevertheless, I will be there day one. And here is the brand new physical release for Akane Banashi. This is a relatively new Shonen Jump series about Rakugo, which is a form of like Japanese performative storytelling. It's very different from all of the things that run in Shonen Jump, so it's a great breath of fresh air. I've read about 30 chapters of this one so far, and I really, really enjoy it. Definitely one of my favorite things that are currently going in that magazine. Like, I haven't read it in a while, so I think I'm probably just going to stick to the physical releases now that they're coming out. And this is probably only going to be growing in popularity, so I'm really excited to be there for it. Unrelated here, but I got a Steam Deck during the Steam Summer Sale. This is the 256 SSD gigabyte version. As someone who, you know, loved my Nintendo Switch and played it pretty much exclusively in handheld mode, this might be my favorite video game system ever. This thing can really do it all. Like, my god. Like, sure, I've mostly been playing games that I can still play on my Switch, but now I have the option to play Skyrim at double the frame rate. Yeah, definitely highly worth it. Alright, so while I got the first 2 hardcover Dresden Files collections, a lot of people do not seem to know that these exist, and it's because they came out like 15 years ago, and they only made 4 of them, and now they are horrifically out of print. I do like them, but I do feel like they give off a bit of a different vibe than what the series is going for. Like, the series is still fun and stuff, but these, I don't know, these almost feel more like middle grader YA type covers. But whatever, they're still pretty cool, and I wanted the others. So as I mentioned, they are horrifically out of print. I did manage to track down, though, there was a thrift store in the United States selling them. Still at a good price. Still cheaper than like their original retail price, even though I had to ship them to Canada. And, okay, listen. Thrifting online, I know not always the greatest idea, especially if you're a collector. You like your things in good condition. Here's the third one, Wizard Under Fire. You might be noticing the dust cover is gone. It had a dust cover in the picture. Not only do I miss out on the fun art on the cover, but it does not match up on my shelf. God. And the fourth one, Wizard at Large, comes with a dust cover, but barely. Yeah, not very impressed with the quality of these. Again, I knew that there was a risk, but it just kind of sucks. If I ever see like good quality versions at a used store, like I did with the first two, I will be replacing them. But nevertheless, I mean, they still got the books. They still got them. They're still readable. It's fine. I'll stop being an elitist. So all four of those take me up to owning the first 9 Dresden Files books. But of course, you know me, Mr. Completionist. Once I decide I like something, you can't stop me. So here are books 11 through 15. I got these in the normal mass market paperbacks, which I don't usually like to do, but I mean in this instance there's so many of them, and I knew that tracking down, you know, better versions of them would be a pain, so I sort of just settled for this, and it was fine because, you know, these are a lot cheaper, and whatever, it gets me through it. I did have a bit more luck though with the 2 most recent books of the series, Peace Talks and Battlegrounds. Yeah, these books are more recent, so it was relatively easy to just find first edition hardcovers in good quality. I got both for $8. Nice. And aside from like I think a couple like short story collections, that's it. That puts me completely up to date with Dresden Files in terms of owning them. When it comes to reading them, like, if a new book is really coming out next year, I don't know if I will, like, realistically be caught up by that one. But I'm sure I will be for the one after that. Stay tuned for my thoughts on more books as I slowly get through them. And thank you all so much for watching this video. Definitely got a bunch of great stuff over the summer. I should probably be saying, you know, I'm gonna stop buying stuff and, you know, actually try to get through these. But I'm sure in a couple months we'll be back here doing this again. It's not my fault they keep releasing stuff. When I went to the store last, I saw that The Realm of the Elderlings is getting a big paperback reprint, and it was extremely difficult for me to stop myself on those ones. Anyway, leave your thoughts on anything I picked up in the comments down below. Let me know some of the things you got recently, and I will see you all for Words of Radiance.